Picture a crowded train in Tokyo. A toddler starts to melt down, and the mother does nothing. No bribing with snacks, no frantic whispering, no raised voice. She just waits calmly, like she knows something the rest of us don't. And she does, because Japanese children are consistently ranked among the calmest, most self-disciplined kids on the planet. Not because they're punished into silence, but because of a handful of quiet parenting habits, most of which have almost nothing to do with rules at all. In this video, I'll walk you through the Japanese way of raising calm, cooperative kids. 10 quiet principles, and not a single one of them relies on punishment. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's their culture. It won't work for me. But here's the fascinating part. Almost none of these are cultural secrets. They line up again and again with decades of Western developmental psychology. Researchers at Harvard and Stanford keep arriving at the same conclusions Japanese parents have lived by for centuries. So stay with me, because by number 10, you'll see your own child's behavior a little differently. Number 1, the Japanese have a word, shitsuke. It's written with 2 characters, one meaning body, one meaning beauty. Literally, to attach beauty to the body, not punishment, not control beauty. The idea is simple. You're not trying to scare a child into behaving. You're raising a child who wants to. Think of a gardener with a young tree. You don't punish a branch for growing crooked. You gently guide it straight again and again until straight is just how it grows. Good behavior stops being a rule they follow and becomes part of who they are. Number 2. When a Japanese parent sees a child act out, many ask a different question than we do. Not, how do I stop this? But what skill is my child missing right now? Because children don't misbehave to ruin your day. They misbehave because something hasn't been taught yet. Patience, calm, how to share. Imagine scolding a kid for not reading music they were never shown. It makes no sense. The tantrum isn't the enemy. It's a signal. Here's a skill we haven't built yet. And the moment you teach the skill instead of punishing the gap, everything begins to shift. Number 3. Remember that mother on the train? She was doing something with a name, Mimamoru. It means to watch over while protecting. The belief is that children grow stronger when adults resist the urge to jump in at every hard moment. In the West, we tend to rush. Child struggles. We fix it. Child cries. We solve it. But every rescue carries a quiet message. You can't handle this on your own. Mimamoru is standing back while your toddler fumbles with their shoes just long enough to let them try. Psychologists call it productive struggle, and it's one of the deepest roots of real confidence. Number 4. People assume disciplined kids must be raised cold and strict. In Japan, it's the opposite. The foundation is a concept called amai, roughly the deep security of knowing you can always depend on another person's love. In the early years, closeness is constant. Co-sleeping is common. The child is never left to feel alone in the world. And this isn't spoiling them. It's the soil. A child who knows in their bones that love is unconditional doesn't need to act out to test it. Warmth comes first. Structure grows second, never the other way around. Number 5. In Japan, children as young as 4 clean their own classrooms. No janitors, no adult standing over them. They just do it. And it isn't really about cleanliness. Small daily responsibilities. Setting the table, packing their own bag, tidying up after lunch. Do something quietly powerful. A single drop of water seems harmless, but the same drop falling in the same spot every day carves stone. Repeated rituals carve identity. The child starts to see themselves as someone capable, someone who contributes. An identity once formed drives behavior far harder than any rule ever could. Quick pause before we keep going. Because the first 5 are mostly about what parents do. The next 5 are about something harder, who the parent has to become. They're subtler. They ask more of you, and that's exactly where the real calm comes from. So stay close. Number 6. There's a quality Japanese parents quietly prize, gammon. It means patient endurance, the ability to sit with discomfort without falling apart. Instead of removing every frustration from a child's path, they let small, safe hardships stay. The wait before a meal, the boring chore, the toy that has to be shared. Think of a muscle. It doesn't grow in comfort, it grows under a little resistance applied gently and often. A child who never has to wait for anything never builds the muscle of waiting. Calm isn't the absence of frustration. It's the strength to hold it. Number 7. Japanese parents tend to lecture far less than we do because they're busy modeling instead. Children rarely become what we tell them to be. They become what they watch us be every single day. A parent who shouts, "calm down," teaches shouting. A parent who lowers their own voice teaches calm. You are a mirror your child studies constantly, not a megaphone they tune out. So before correcting the behavior, they ask a quiet question. Am I living the thing I'm asking for? Because the most powerful sentence in parenting is rarely spoken, it's shown. Number 8. There's a word at the heart of Japanese life, omoyari. It means the habit of imagining how others feel and acting with that in mind. And it's trained early, on purpose. When a child hurts someone, the question isn't only, what did you do? It's, how do you think they felt? It's like gently handing a child someone else's glasses and asking them to look through them for a moment. Do that 1,000 times across a childhood, and empathy stops being a lecture. It becomes a reflex, the quiet engine behind a kind, cooperative kid. Number 9. Here in the West, we sprinkle "good job" on everything, like seasoning. Japanese parents tend to praise differently. They aim at the effort, not the child. Not, "you're so smart, but you worked hard on that." The difference sounds tiny. It isn't. A child praised for being smart starts avoiding anything that might prove otherwise. A child praised for trying learns that effort is the thing that counts. You're not painting the leaves a brighter green. You're watering the roots, so the whole plant grows sturdier from the inside out. Number 10. Watch closely and you'll notice something. Japanese parents rarely shame a child in public. The correction comes quietly later in private, never as a performance for onlookers, because public scolding doesn't teach the lesson. It teaches the shame, and a child drowning in embarrassment isn't learning a thing. They're just trying to survive the moment. You wouldn't bandage a deep cut in the middle of a crowded street. You'd find somewhere calm and private first. Dignity and discipline aren't opposites. Protect the first and the second finally has a chance to land. So here's what ties all 10 together. None of it is a trick. There's no clever phrase, no perfect punishment, no magic rule. It's a system. Warmth first, patience underneath. The same small habits repeated until they quietly become a person. Japanese parents aren't calmer because they're perfect. They're calmer because they built the calm, one ordinary moment at a time. And calm, it turns out, was never something you demand. It's something you grow.